Wednesdays evening, but today this is a special event. We've received a lot of applications for this program, and we have selected 5 startups that will be pitching today for the opportunity to get 25K first money in. So we'll have the startup pitches, then there will be questions from the jury. Every startup will have sorry, looking at my messages, every startup will have 5 minutes, and I will take the time, so I will notify you once your time is over, and then we'll stop. We'll have time for some question of the jury. Not every jury member will ask questions, but we have to keep it in a time frame. Then we'll have a quick break where the jury will leave this meeting and convene to decide for the winner. So already today you will get to know who actually won the competition. And in the break, I will tell you a little bit more about Block&Start and what we actually do at Block&Start, and what the purpose of all that is, for everyone who is today a visitor and is already thinking of applying to our next competition, which date will be announced very soon. So first, I want to welcome our finalists: Anspar, Crypto Search Tool, Dimple Finance, Revelaire, and WeDataNation. Congrats already to making it to the stage and actually convincing our jury to be part of this first Block&Start competition. This is already a big step. We had more than 30 applications, and you made it to the final round. And now I want to quickly introduce our jury members. So first we have Georg Brameshuber. He is also the founder of Block&Start. Maybe you can say something, Georg, that you will be visible for everyone.
Hello, it's so great that we're having this now, since we're embarking on the journey of Block&Wine since 2018. So great that we're now having here. Looking forward to all the speeches and to all these talks. Thanks so much.
Perfect. Then we have Hannah Wundsam, who will be representing Austrian startups.
Hi, super happy to be here.
Then we have Sabine Walch from Danube AI.
Yes, good time to push Web3, and also happy to see so many talents and so excited to hear your pitches today.
And then we have Robby Schwertner, aka Crypto Robby.
Yes, I'm excited. Although I will miss part of the soccer game, France-Morocco, but so we try to be fast. So the second half we can watch probably. Yeah, so do a good job and we will decide fast. I promise.
Perfect. Yeah, I will try to speed up. So I'm already cutting into your words to make this go by faster. I also want to draw attention that we have some other team members from Block&Start team here. So we have Enea and we have Clemens. Clemens does the techie stuff, and Enea did a lot for this program setup. Without those two, this would also not be possible. Thank you for facilitating. So then we come to what we've all waited for, the first pitches, and I will invite the Anspar team to unmute themselves and share their presentation.
Okay, just want to check everyone can see our screen, or rather my screen.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
I will start once your pitch starts.
Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Block&Start, and all associated partners for this opportunity. My name is Tommy. I'm joined with our co-founder, Vahe, and we founded Anspar, which is a Web3 native ecosystem for serverless app deployment. And we've also built a decentralized network to support with this. And you might be asking why. This is a very big endeavor. It's a very big infrastructure play, but we identify a lot of problems that we can solve with our solution. And let me just take you through those problems. The first of that being our server-based status quo. Much of the internet lives on servers that are owned by a few players. We all know who they are, but the result of this is that scaling is very expensive for projects and developers, and this hampers innovation. So we're really not a big fan of this. Problem two we want to solve is the app distribution status quo. It's very anti-consumer. anti-developer. We all know about the 30% fees that centralized app stores are now charging. We all know the court cases. We all know the Twitter threads that have been written about this. We all know about the long app review times that developers and projects experience. And through this process, developers and projects actually lose ownership over their distribution and monetization, which is something we also cannot support. And the third problem that we're looking to solve is that apps and right now are currently not censorship resistant or decentralized as they can be. And in a space where we really do value decentralization and permissionlessness, we want to be one of those projects that supports giving this back to other projects. And how do we solve these issues? Put simply, we turn your applications into NFTs. We call them NAPs, apps as NFTs. And there are three components to this ecosystem: the HOSC IPFS node manager, our NAPs Explorer, and our smart contract components. But I want to invite Vahe to dive deeper into our ecosystem.
Thank you, Tommy. So to solve these problems, we divided our ecosystem into 4 layers. The first layer is EVM compatible blockchain layer. The second layer is a decentralized storage solution layer. Then we have our developer tools and our indexer, which is available at Anspar.io. It's like our UI and stuff like that. On our next page, we can see how decentralized storage works. Our storage solution, HOSC, enables users to store their data on IPFS nodes, which are managed by the network participants. There's a HOSC smart contract, which manages all the IPFS nodes and all the files that are stored on it. And this is, the HOSC contracts are chain native, and they use the native tokens and coins, which greatly improves the user experience. Meaning you only use one wallet. You don't have to have a different token or different wallet to interact with the storage solution independent from your contract. And users who pin their dApp to their nodes receive rewards for doing so, which means that everybody can join the network, store some data on their nodes, and receive a reward for doing so. And this enables the decentralization and data availability for our platform. On our next page, I can explain how DevTools work. We have 2 solutions. One is React components. These are Anspar smart contract components, which allow users or developers to build dApps that incorporate all Anspar features in them just by using these components. We also built the Arak build tool, which is a vanilla JavaScript framework. We built it to help developers who don't want to use React to still be able to interact with our tools with a plain JavaScript. And dApps become NAPs when they are minted using our smart contract, Anspar 1155. This smart contract ensures that the data of the NAP is stored on IPFS, and the developer owns the NFT associated with it, which means all the royalties for the NFTs is paid back to the developer, regardless of what store the NAP is in. Is it on Anspar.io or any other store? Because you can just index these NFTs and show it on your platform. It's decentralized in that way. And finally, our indexer. On our next page, you can see how it looks like. It's our solution to collect all this information about Anspar from our smart contract, from IPFS nodes, and make it available to the user in a nice interface where everything is clear and the user can interact with it. You can find an instance of this available at Anspar.io.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So we also identify positive catalysts that are coming up that make us more bullish on our own solution, which includes the dissatisfaction with centralized app stores, the growing demand and understanding for serverless deployment, the advent of mobile-first Web3, and Ethereum Light nodes. So that's all very exciting and makes us very bullish on our solution. So hopefully you guys are as well. And you might be asking, what's next for Anspar? So we're going to continue strengthening our ecosystem, onboard developers and projects. And of course, we look forward to our mainnet deployment. All that we've just spoken about, you can find on beta on our testnet at the moment. This is what our roadmap looks like and where we are in our roadmap. We're very excited for the future. We're very excited to help projects decentralize further. And if you're ready to innovate through decentralization, definitely check out Anspar.io. And thank you for your time. And we're open to any questions you might have. Thank you.
Thank you. That was very good time-wise. Very, very, very good. So you will, I hope you hear the sound. That will be the sound that telling you that the time is over for the other startups yet to come. And I will also let you know 1 minute in the chat box here if it's only 1 minute till the end of your pitch. So, question from the jury.
I would have one question, because directly pointing to one slide you're mentioning, positive catalysts you're already mentioning, particularly striking was, of course, Ethereum nodes. So are you expecting some revenue quite soon, or is that something which is not in your business model at this stage where you are, of course, very early?
So actually, we can go. Well, we're ready to go live on mainnet right now. Like the only reason why we haven't done so at the moment is because we wanted to further strengthen our ecosystem so that we can confidently go to partners and say, you will be more decentralized if you opt to deploy this way, right? So we wanted to have that confidence in our own ecosystem, but we are fully ready to go live on any EVM compatible chain and be revenue generating. Yep.
Hannah.
Thank you very much for the pitch. Very interesting solution. Can you tell me a little bit more about your team, like the two of you? How much experience do you already have in the sector? Like, what did you do beforehand? Yeah.
I can start maybe. I'm a developer by trade. I've been studying blockchains, working with blockchains for a long time. And I have crypto jobs before, like worked for the companies. They're very, very well established in the ecosystem. So I have hands-on experience, professional experience with the industry. And with that, I also have different different experiences building websites and all these kind of things, which gives me insights on how to launch services, how to get them to the users. And I've also managed a lot of teams where we had like over 1 million people using our websites and this type of things. This is just like the time is here, like it's now to build sort of a solution that will allow you to go completely decentralized. And we have NFTs for everyone. Like you have NFT music, you have NFTs for like art people. We don't have NFTs for developers, and developers are building everything now. So we thought like we bring code, like NFT codes for developers, and then because with NFTs you also get royalties and these type of things, and that's why we're trying to solve this problem now.
Developers need to get paid as well, right? But personally, I got into the space in 2017, and I've just been quietly learning about the space until 2020 when I jumped in quite deep. And I did a lot of things, like I started writing articles to begin with, but then I started a gaming guild, for example, and then I scaled that to maybe like it was at its height, it was between 7K, 8K community members. I parlayed that into partnerships and community lead job at SoCal, which is a Web3 native community management platform based out of Singapore. And I also then founded Anspar with Vahe. And then I also have a creative lab that I'm spearheading, where we focus on consumer applications to be deployed through Anspar. And that's what I do in this space. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys. Our time for questions is already over. We're moving to the next startup, to Cheer. Are you here?
Yes. Thank you for the intro, Sophia. I will share the screen now.
I will start the timer once your pitch starts.
Okay, perfect. Can you see the screen?
Looks great.
Okay, perfect. Hello, everyone. Today, I'm in pain and I'm bleeding. My head hurts and I feel as if someone would stab me in the stomach. And this happens every month. And I'm not the only one. Over 84% of women experience period pain. Strong period pain, also called dysmenorrhea, is directly linked to over 9 days of productivity loss every year. At least 1 in 4 women experience period pain so strong that they have to take medication. I'm from South Tyrol. My family, the von Guggenbergs, have owned a medical spa hotel for over 100 years in Bressanone. Many female clients came to my grandmother to treat their period pain, because she had developed cures based on the special herbs that grow in the Alps. Most famous were her treatments with Arnica montana. This legendary flower has long been used to treat pain, bleeding, and circulatory disorders because of its antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and antimicrobial effects. Unfortunately, my grandma's spa hotel had to close down a few years ago, but I want to use my family's legacy to create a Web3 community for empowering women to make their period positive. This is Cheer. We will start out with a monthly subscription, which includes organic tampons and Arnica montana patches, which can be used to relieve pain in the tummy and back area. Other products we will add later are Arnica montana gels, heat pads, and plant-based multivitamins. But our main goal is to create a tampon with a slow release mechanism for pain management from within. The subscription the users will get includes a NFT, which gives them access to our members of special offers selected for women. Plus, it's an entrance ticket to our online community where everybody can discuss ideas, problems, find solutions, and most importantly, get to know like-minded ladies from all over the world. We will launch Cheer and Minty NFTs in early 2023. Our initial focus is on Austria, Germany, and Switzerland with a direct-to-customer model. Then we want to expand to a multi-channel sales approach, and we also want to expand to the US. Our target audience are women between 28 and 40 years old with a medium or high income. We target the 25%, which have menstrual pain and take medication. We will reach 1% of the serviceable available market in the first year online. First off, we will sell directly to the customer using subscriptions, and then we will sell through fem retail, drugstores, Amazon FBA, and supermarkets. I worked as a marketing manager at CryptoCoin.news, a leading blockchain media company. I'm also experienced in the investment industry because I worked at Sinsalimity, and currently I'm studying entrepreneurship at the International University. Cheer differs from the competition by being a lifestyle brand, offering period-positive products, and a Web3 community. Getting the funding from Block&Start would mean that we would have the capital to develop the website, the landing pages, and the NFTs. And we will get the first real user feedback. We are in a very early stage, but we have the supplier and ongoing conversations with the retail companies about being listed. It will make a solid foundation to raise a seed round from angels to bring the first product to the market. Thanks for your support and join the movement. I'm curious about your questions.
Thank you. Very well in time. You would have had 10 more seconds.
Wow. Okay.
Are there any questions from the jury? Please just use the raise hand symbol, and I will take the ones that raise their hand first.
Looks like that I can take over, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. So first and foremost, really cool. And also I see why you chose to go into Web3 because not everybody is able to talk so freely like you do. And in the Web3 community, I'm able to, like dox myself and be like undercover and still express everything on this topic I want to do. So choosing Web3 is perfect for covering this sensitive topic and still giving women the ability to talk freely about it. That's really cool. So, but then the challenge is coming. It is not for every B2C product, it's not easy to target the audience. And for now, you want to target a female audience for a Web3 community. Do you have any idea now how you really want to, push this hard topic to reach your audience, or how do you want to solve that?
Of course, I have a marketing strategy. And in the first stage, we want to build the product through online marketing, social media marketing, influencer marketing, and we will also do a referral program. I also think that we are in a good position because we fit into the current zeitgeist. And I also think that many journalists will like to write about us because it's a woman-led startup. And we offer products that are natural and organic. And in the second stage, we will scale the business through the retail companies, for example, the M or also Amazon. And all customers for Web3, so yeah, our goal is to get everyone to Web3. So we want really everyone to take part of Web3. That's our goal.
Perfect.
You would have time for one more question.
Then I would jump in. I didn't really understand what the benefit is of bringing the community then on a crypto community. Why not just set up a LinkedIn group where they're maybe already on? I think it will be really hard to, like, especially if they're like the majority of women that you reach might not yet be in the space. So what would be the strategy here? Like, would you first target the women that are already in specific communities? Are there already similar communities out there which you can leverage? Or do you actually already have like some women that are you starting with the community part?
Well, NFTs have many advantages for us. So first, it's because it's an entrance ticket to this community. So we will give them the NFTs when they subscribe to our subscription. And the second advantage why we chose NFTs is because we can use them also as a discount voucher for our partners' offers and for our subscription product. Plus, we are also thinking about using it for the referral program. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sydney.
Any other questions?
That was a great presentation, and unfortunately, we already ran out of time for questions. Then we move to the next startups, to crypto search tool. The floor is yours.
Share the screen. Does it work for you? Can you see my screen?
Perfect. Perfect.
Excellent. Okay, so good evening, everyone. I'm Elias Holl. I'm the CEO of Crypto Search Tools, and this is what I'm going to present you tonight. As a professional crypto investor, you're always trying to find promising tokenized startups and to find them early when they're still open for seed and private investments, such that these insane 10x, 100x gains are possible. But how do you find such companies? One could look at Google, but you will just get a bunch of URLs with most of them not even being linked to a specific startup. Tools like CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, or Messari might seem more suitable, but it is very uncommon that they show any startups before they're listing on the public exchange. As of now, there is no comprehensive toolkit to find promising early-stage tokenized startups And this is exactly the gap that crypto search tools will close. Crypto search tools is a Web3 startup search engine. New startups are discovered as soon as they are mentioned for the very first time on social media. Many relevant metrics are collected and computed for each startup. In particular, we will predict the return on investment for each startup using artificial intelligence. Crypto search tools will revolutionize the crypto investment landscape by swapping guessing and tedious manual research for objective and automated predictions. The crypto search tools application consists of two main parts. The data aggregation engine collects raw data from blockchains, websites, and social media. Its output is fed to the data analysis engine, which computes parameters and metrics based on the raw data using artificial intelligence. Among that, also the ROI predictions. As of now, multiple analysis features have been implemented, and highly efficient Telegram and web scrapers are ready. We have already scraped more than 25 terabytes from over 300K crypto-related Telegram chats and channels. We're targeting to implement a business model combining subscriptions and tokenizations. Tokens can be used as vouchers to pay for access to the toolkit. Access is split up in two tiers. Tier 1 offers basic search and company metadata viewing functionalities. It will be low priced and targets retail customers. The Tier 2 offers the full palette of features, including the performance predictions. It will be high priced and targets venture capitals. We are also planning to integrate a decentralized scraping token into our token economy. CST token holders can operate nodes to submit their own startup data and receive rewards for that. Multiple other network roles are introduced to ensure the integrity of the data. I will not go into details here due to the complexity of this topic. The competitive landscape of crypto search tools may seem rather crowded on first glance, but actually there is not a single competitor offering a toolkit very similar to ours. Crypto search tools has been in development for some time already. Activities were upscaled in the third quarter of this year with the incubation by ScaleSwap. The next milestones are the launch of the MVP, including the success prediction and the start of the seed funding round, which are both scheduled to happen within the next few weeks. The launch is scheduled for the fourth quarter of 2023. Skip this now and continue to the team. So our team already consists of around 15 people. So obviously I cannot go into detail regarding everybody here. I'm Elias Hall. I'm the CEO of Crypto Search Tools. Before that, probably most commonly known as a gold medalist of International Physics Olympiad and also one of the Austrian national trainers of IFO and the European Olympiad of Experimental Science. I also worked in the Austrian Armed Forces Cybersecurity Department, and I'm an advisor of the blockchain startup Sinso Technology. Stan is the CTO of ScaleSwap, Launchpad and Web3 Incubator, which has already launched 2 unicorns, Torum and Artwallet. He has a deep expertise in the cybersecurity and blockchain and IT domain. Ron Lahiri is the CEO of the Launchpad Finminity. Before moving to Web3, he has been working for over 20 years in business consulting firms like PwC and Cognizant. Here are some other team members. Yeah, and that's it for tonight. And now I'm ready for some questions.
Perfect timing, even though I did forget to send you the 1 minute reminder. Very sorry.
I had my own timer on, don't worry.
Perfect. Then we go to questions. Are there any questions from the jury?
How about first?
Now I see 2 raised hands. First one was Robby, and then we have Sabine.
Yeah, thank you, Elias. Very interesting approach. What makes you sure you really find the best of the best? Did you have already some proof? We have the FTX scandal. Would you have found this unicorn in the very early beginning?
So of course, when talking about predictions of success, we can only basically talk about probability, and there is no way to circumvent that. That lies in the basic laws of physics, that it's not possible. There is always a probability that something will fail, and neither artificial intelligence nor some good analyst team can do anything else than check for the probability of something being successful. And what the goal is to implement an AI to do what the best analysts in the world do right now, like find those startups that are most probable to succeed. And that's the best we can do, because it's not possible to bring up some product that says, I'm 100% sure something will succeed and produce 75.34x ROI. That's not possible. Yeah, we can only talk about probabilities.
Thank you. Then we have Sabine.
All right. Yes, mine also goes a little bit in this and includes somehow two, but by answering the first one, I guess that I can detect the second one. Mine is more not to find them. How do you ensure the quality? As I said, you did like scraping so far, but that's actually the case. You will now find more startups that you want to find with all the promising time maps, and so all of them are unicorns actually outside there. How do you ensure the quality? Do you do the diligence, or what metrics are you looking after?
The artificial intelligence, it's planned to look on a lot of different metrics, like it was shown in that data analysis slide, that more than or around 50 parameters are collected on each startup, and all of these influence the AI model. A lot of more details is in the white paper. For example, we look at company pitch decks, white papers, websites, the messages on all of their socials. We look at the team. We look basically at anything that a manual analyst can look at.
So it's a sort of automated due diligence. So as you...
Yes, of course. It's all this success prediction, ROI prediction is a kind of automated due diligence and automated valuation and evaluation of a business model.
Okay, so you also then now covered as well a little bit more about the AI metrics that you have. Yeah, that was my question.
Thank you very much. We're moving on to Dimple. Dimple Finance, are you here? Roman, I think he has muted himself. If so, then, yes, we're back. You're still muted?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So let me share the screen.
We see it. You can start.
Perfect. Thank you for having me today. My name is Roman and I'm a co-founder of Dimple Finance. Let me briefly explain what we do and who we are. So Dimple Finance is the most efficient and easy to use stake and liquidity protocol on top of Uniswap version 3 AMM pools. If you don't have any experience with liquidity staking, don't worry. I'll cover this topic briefly right now. So automated market makers allow digital assets to be traded in a permissionless and automatic way by using liquidity pools rather than traditional finance by using market of buyers and sellers. And Uniswap allows doing that. In version 2, we have to add liquidity to the whole price range from 0 to infinity. But when Uniswap introduced concentrated liquidity in V3, it gives us an option to allocate capital to a particular price range. The narrower price range is the most commission fees we receive if our capital doesn't leave the current price range. So it's about efficiency. And by working with version 3 Uniswap liquidity, oh, sorry, somebody calling me. Just a second, sorry. So it's about efficiency. And by working with Uniswap version 3, liquidity providers use their capital more efficiently, as you can see in this diagram. Bob can have the same income by providing far less liquidity compared to Alice, who provides liquidity for the price range between 0 to infinity, like in version 2 pools. So now let's talk about our project and how it works. You simply delegate your assets to the Dimple Vault smart contract, and protocol itself manages your assets in the most efficient way. You can withdraw assets at any time, and you can claim rewards whenever you want. The protocol structure doesn't allow anyone, including us as developers, to have access to your assets. The only thing that our protocol does is managing your assets in predefined liquidity pools chosen by you. So we create the most easy to use protocol to stake your liquidity. And our protocol have two components. First is on-chain smart contract, set of smart contracts, and keeper. And we plan to decentralize our keepers in the future. And so also you can see DYDX on this slide. We will use some other DeFi protocols in decentralized ways to hedge your positions in some strategy types. So let's talk about strategy types we have. It's very simple, I could say. More risks and higher income and vice versa. We plan to have 3 strategy types and allow you to choose what is more easier for you and what is less risky for you or more risky, and you can use all of them at the same time. Our roadmap. Of course, first things first, we plan to finish core functions for our protocol, and fully working testnet version we plan to have by the end of this week, where you can use one strategy type in our predefined liquidity pools. We have a script that simulates the price range from mainnet to testnet, sorry. And we use Mumbai Polygon testnet right now. The interesting point here is Dimple public order book. So by having the keepers infrastructure in combination with tiny transaction fees in Ethereum layer 2 and other EVM compatible low fee fast blockchains, it will be the next step of Dimple Finance and the whole DeFi community, because the core benefit is here that you can have a public order book on top of Uniswap version 3, and you don't have to find any liquidity in the market from other sellers.
Your time is up, Roman. Thank you.
Okay, I just talks about a few things about our team, but you can ask this question, by the way. All right, I think I can continue a little bit. Thank you. So we have worthy experience in computer science software development. I am in industry since 2017 and starting my development career 10 years ago. My partner, CTO Alex, he has around 20 years experience in software development, software administrating, DevOps stuff, and also DeFi and developing things for Web3 about 5 years already. And that's it for us. You can use our links and sources if you would like to find any information about AMM pools. And so I'm ready for your questions.
Thank you. We have 2 raised hands from the jury. First is Georg, and then we have Sabine. Georg, can you unmute yourself and ask the question?
Thanks, Roman. That was fabulous. And as you know, I'm a truly fan of yours and what you do and what is your work. On Dimple, like my question, Roman, where do you see exactly your USP? Is it the usability for the users in accessing this, well, let's say, very particular products you're here presenting, or is it rather the algorithm you're presenting, the Dimple order book, as a solution? So where do you see the real value add for the user as an investor accessing liquidity pools on Uniswap, be it V2 or be it V3? Where do you see the particular value add for the average user of Dimple?
First things first, yes, for sure, Dimple Finance is a staking liquidity protocol at first. And public order book is just the next step of it. It's like a next feature, big feature of it. And our users are everyone who want to make sure that your money are working for you. And we implement the easy to use protocol where you can stake your liquidity and do nothing, because the protocol itself manages it for you in decentralized way and in trustless way. And we store your assets in a smart contract. We don't have access to it. The only thing that we can do, we can manage it from the keepers. It's an off-chain tool that does this black box magic. And this tool has various different layers, and one of them is to predict the price, to be able to manage your liquidity in a particular price range efficiently. And to have this prediction, we will use some on-chain and off-chain data available on the market, including oracles, including it's a lot of stuff there. It can be a different discussion about which layers our keepers have. So to emphasize, first of all, Dimple Finance is to allow you to stake your liquidity, because right now we have bear market and everyone is holding stable coins, and you can stake your stable coins and withdraw your stable coins out of our protocol. That's it.
Okay, thanks, Roman.
Thanks
Thanks
for the question.
Then we have Sabine.
Sure. So yes, I also like the product and also the message that you have chosen. It could attract, for example, like people who are not educated or do not want to take the time to educate themselves. But there it comes. If you attract those people, how do you gain trust? Because maybe they heard about Bitcoin, maybe heard about Ethereum, but when you come with Uniswap, so do you have any strategy how you can gain the trust of the people that you want to attract? Any secret sources like a bank or working together, anything that you have on hand that you can gain this trust?
It's a very interesting and at the same time easy question, because money like money, and if people see that you have a good TVL on your protocol, and you see that the protocol is totally transparent, and your smart contracts are have appropriate audition, and you see that people trust you, and if you don't know how it works under the hood, you don't have to know. We are not able to know everything, and you see that I trust this guy because he is a geek and he uses this protocol and how it works in general. And our mission is to provide this transparency to our users and to be able to create an easy to use tool. And I think it will be a key feature, that transparency, easy to use, and trust. And trust is, it was your question, by the way, but to create trust, we need to have this trust. And that's our point. And we do our best to create this trust.
Okay.
Thank you very much. These were quite some long answers, so we move fast to Revelaire, and I'm very sorry that I put Dimple first. I had a wrong a mistake in my
yes, that's why I was a little
line
bit
up. Very sorry that you got like jumped on, Roman. Now we continue as planned with Revelaire.
Thank you. Yeah, not an issue at all. Let me just quickly share the screen. Then we can get started. I think you should all see my presentation now.
Perfect.
Awesome. Then I'll put it into full screen. Okay. Hi, I'm Ben, and I'm the CTO of Revelaire.finance. Yeah, so the thing is, we all have innovation all around us, right? We do have all these new projects to come up. Sometimes we just want to try them out. But the thing is, you have to do always this KYC, right? You always have to provide your data, upload your documents. Sometimes you can't even find the documents or they are rejected. And for us, this was a major issue. We thought, why can't I just try out stuff? And the reason for that is very simple. Today's identity systems are simply just not right. They are siloed, they are redundant, they are costly, and very often they also lead to oversharing. So you share way more than you actually should. Like, for example, when you upload your electricity bill, people can already guess how much electricity you consume, right? Very sensitive information. Why don't you just have like one identity, right, that comes from a single verification, which allows you to access everything? And that's the question that we asked ourselves and that we wanted to provide a solution for. Our solution is a user-centric identity management tool, which uses blockchain wallets as a cryptographic tool to allow a once successfully completed KYC to be abbreviated in the future at the click of a button, right? So this works very simple. It sounds complicated. It is complicated under the hood because it uses cryptographic tools that come with your blockchain wallet. Yeah, we also can, this is the other benefit for Web3 for us, provide you this data on chain as well. So even if you're a DeFi product and you want to comply with AML regulation, you can just import Revelaire. How does it look, right, when you want to use it? So usually you would be greeted with, let's do a KYC. And then you would go with a workflow with a traditional eKYC provider, for example. With Revelaire, this is very simple. There's a button that says push with Revelaire. You just have a password, let's log in with your blockchain wallet. You see all the data that you're about to share with that third party. You click on share data and it's done. You're onboarded on the new platform. And the best thing is this is already developed. This is not something that we just came up with. We already have that today. About the market, this is something that you always have to ask yourself when starting out. Currently, the eKYC market is at around 440 million, which is estimated to grow to 1.9 billion by 2029. Why is this relevant? Well, we have regulatory tightening. Just think about the newly introduced travel rule, where virtual asset service providers have to actually make sure that the wallet that you own is actually yours and you're the person behind it. The good thing is also that most companies who use already an automated eKYC solution today use more than that, right? 50% use multiple KYC solutions, which allows us to just enter a market without having to push someone else away, which makes the market entrance quite easy. Well, are we unique, or how do we set each other apart? Well, there is the usability aspect, meaning it's highly convenient for a customer to onboard, and there's the data control. So how much control do I actually have over my data? And we position us right at the where you have high usability, you're under control of your data at the same time. Because what we do is we integrate existing eKYC providers who already have a very smooth experience available for us. The revenue model is quite simple. You have a base fee and you are charged for each validation request. The team is, so you already know me. I worked at Bitpanda together with Thomas Heindl, my co-founder and CEO. And Pascal and me work together at A1, more with deep learning technology. So I've got a background as a full stack developer. Thomas used to be a fund manager at Erste Asset Management with 1 billion assets under management. Right, that is us. I think I'll wait for your questions. Awesome that we got the opportunity to present. Thank you.
Perfect timing. Thank you very much. A question from the jury.
Yes.
Yeah, Robby.
Very interesting. I like the word reusable KYC. How reusable will it be? That would be first question. And second, how do you do the rollout? How do you intend to partner with other projects which would need KYC, and not only in the crypto space?
Mm-hmm. So let's start with the rollout first. This is kind of, so you start, okay, the reusability is relatively simple. We do the KYC with, for example, SumSub or Veriv that you have, so we can pretty much outsource it to a vendor. But what we do is a data sharing pipeline, meaning actually that the customers share their data with us and use us as a database. They give us the authority by contract, which is the GDPR compliance part, that we can store the data for them. And what happens now is that when another company wants to integrate Revelaire, it's a very standardized protocol. It follows the same principles as if you were to integrate SumSub. So you just simply provide a WebSocket where we can post the data to. It's a format that we dictate. So you can say, I need these data fields, and we provide you the data, and you can push it to the customer. So the rollout is clearly a B2B strategy. That's why this slide was very important, and where we talked about the statistics. That virtual asset service providers use already automated KYC solutions, and we don't actually have to push someone else away, which makes the integration process relatively simple. So it works with classical web SDKs. So this, in principle, you only have to provide us a data endpoint. We give you a data format. It's a very structured way. And then what happens is we use zero knowledge proof technology in the background to kind of verify that the data is correct that has been sent. So that's the verification part. In terms of reusability, that makes it 100% reusable. You have to do a full KYC once. So you have to pretty much tell us almost everything. And then we only share the data that is actually required by the customer to, so it's like a minimal data that the customer needs. We also conducted interviews with industry clients on how they would, or what they would prefer. So it's very important that, for example, the original documents are attached. But yeah, whatever happens after that is part of the internal data processing guidelines of the company that the customer shares the data with. So we pretty much provide the same product as SumSub, but we have the data of the customer already from a previous verification, and we just, in the second time you actually use Revelaire, you don't have to do the verification again, and we'll just use what you already did a few weeks ago. I hope that answered the question.
Thank you. Hannah has another question.
Where are you right now in your roadmap? How far are you already?
So yeah, we are fully bootstrapped and are pretty much funding everything from our own pockets right now. We have developed the MVP It is currently so we have contracted with Austrian patent attorney Son to get this process that we've developed out as a patent. So that's why we are currently not able to get to do most of the funding rounds with VCs, as they of course require due diligence also from the software side. But we expect to be ready for that in the next 2 months. So the latest by end of February. By then we can really go also into fundraising and really show what we have since the patent is registered. But yeah, we won the EY Startup Academy, for example, very recently on the second, not one, but got the second place out of 89 applying startups, which was quite good for us because it really helped us to shape our product. We spoke with many people and professionals where we got feedback. Yeah, we really got everything else in the background that you need to start. There are some things that we still have to develop in terms of making the maintenance very easy. And of course, the web SDKs are very minimal at this point and have to be fleshed out. Security certification has to be approved. But yeah, it's a bootstrap process. We have an MVP ready, a prototype ready, and I'm close to looking for funding to kind of flesh it out into the final product and release it.
Thank you. Perfect. Then we move on to the next one, which will be WeDataNation.
Yes, good evening, guten Abend. Let me share the screen. Give me a second. And in the name of Morocco and football, I will try to be very concise. Give me 1 second. You should be able to see it.
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. So we're WeDataNation, a team out of Düsseldorf, and we are building the Robin Hood of data trading. And data, very important topic, getting more and more important day by day, because as we all know, it's a free lunch for big corporations who are mistreating it, using it with I would say, minimal consent when we click all of these buttons when we never read. And then they sell it for third parties and make a good living out of it. And we should stop it. And actually, not only we have a lot of regulation, which is changing it year with year. So we have the European regulation, American regulation, also the cookie laws, which changes how advertisers and companies will be gathering our data and what they can do with it. Yeah. And they're trying to find the new ways, creating like some privacy sandbox, data clean rooms, confidential computing, but it's just more the sophisticated way of doing the same things what they're doing now. Yeah? And what we would like to achieve, we would like to give the people who providing this data the opportunity to monetize it, and actually, even more important, to have this clean or green data. Meaning, if you would like to donate or use the data for some cause, or you would like to monetize it, you need to give a consent. So that's a very important. You need to clearly understand how this data will be used, where it will be used for, or what will be opportunity for you to monetize it on. Our solution, it's an open data marketplace where we'll have users who will be uploading their data from different social media profiles, different other sources, which then in one marketplace can be used for market research, for cookie substitute, or with a direct interaction with the global big brands. Yeah. So for example, if any of the clients would like to have a big questions or really deep insights from specific community, they would be able to connect directly to the users who gave their consent. Yeah. What is the benefits? It's fair, cheap, secure, and heuristic. It's really this part of the new movement of data economy that now people getting much more thoughtful about how to use their data, where it will be used, and how to own it. Yeah, there will be no middleman, because they would be uploading it themselves, and at any time they can delete it, anytime they can change their preference and things. It's compliant with regulations, and it's also omni-channel, so it can be collected from different sources, and which is actually brings the biggest value. Yeah, so it's not just one source, not only Amazon or not only Facebook. All the platforms which our members, which our WeDataNation members will be using, will be uploaded there. Our vision, it's really to start small, start from community, and really to build this community of people who understand what's mean clean data, what means the data with whom you give your consent, and create a really good granularity of this data. Yeah, we have already 500 beta registrants with almost no marketing. So we had really people who are super enthusiastic about it, and they're willing to be our OGs. We already had the product market fit interviews with the different companies, with the big ones like Henkel, which I'm part of, because for us, like, data is super important. Also, we have letter of intents and already data partnership. And our next big step for which we're looking funding is actually the big pilot with one of our key partners now, Ocean Protocol, which has 150,000 members of data-driven people with whom we will be motivating them to upload their data on our platform, and we will have a real use case to see how much of them uploaded, what type of data, what's the granularity of it. Data, it's very important, but sometimes sounds boring. So we wanted to bring some sort of fun and interest and positivity to it. That's why for every profile the person uploads their data from social media, we'll create them like an avatar, and this avatar will be replicated to what type of data they were uploading. So I don't know, either you're more listener of the music or you're more like a creative person. So we'll try to create a bit of bonding for our communities, that they will see that, you know, WeDataNation, it's not only pure about data, but also the sense of belonging and fun. As said, we're a team from Düsseldorf. We work out of Düsseldorf. All the team is based here. Our STO is fortunate enough to be in Thailand, to be a true Web3 enthusiast. But we are having our weekly meetings, actually every Monday in cafe, discussing the future of data. Thank you for listening, and really looking forward for questions.
Thank you. Very much in time. Sabine.
Yes, super cool. First, you criticized the big corporates, but if you achieve that, you'll be one of those big ones. So there are two questions coming with there. How can I trust you, or how do you prove that? And second, you become super interesting. How do you not only get trust, also protect all this information that you have? Any thoughts on that?
I think the idea how we build it, and because we built on the infrastructure of two of our partners of Data Union and Ocean Protocol, which will be fully decentralized, yeah, and we will not have the direct access of the data. So, for example, we as WeDataNation will not know about Sabine Walch out of Austria. Yeah, so you will be part of the pool, hidden, transparent in blockchain. So we will not be able to sell exactly you. You will be part of the data set. Yeah, so this is exactly the different way of you having your privacy. That was the first question about this, and how to achieve the trust. What we would like to do, and that's why we start a bit different versus our competitors or the companies who were doing it before. All of them, they started with just having the idea and start using all of the platforms, trying to take any person who would like to monetize their data for something. Yeah, we would like to do differently. We would like to start with a community who understands the concept of data, what's mean data privacy, how to treat it correctly, how to upload it correctly and things, and then expand it. So we do it a bit different ways, that we create really people who is interested, caring, knowing about it, and actually they're even more valuable because they will become like this leaders and developers of this community. So we start with one community, data-driven, then we do more and more and more. So rather than just shooting to everyone who would like to get a coupon, or who would like to get, I don't know, €1 a month for something, we'll explain them what means the clean data with your consent, and then start building out of it.
Okay, so it's more a survey community, so that gives quality data. Correct. And if you maybe explained it on the technical base, and I did not get the first one, I'm sorry if you have to recap it, but also nice that you still explained the first question in this case.
My pleasure.
Georg.
Thanks, Valerie. Very, very strong pitch. You seem from the team and advisor side pretty mature. So what is on your roadmap right now? And what is your first beachhead when accessing the market?
Exactly. Georg, thank you for a compliment. Actually, for us, the most important is to have a real use case, to have a real pilot where we cannot just hypothetically come and say, okay, we believe that people care about data, or we believe people will upload their data to our application. Yeah, and that's why for us, the most important will be our January pilot, where we'll have a big community, which is already existent, which is data driven and data interested. And we're going to use all of the tools to interact with them. So we're going to come to their forums, come to their sites, to their social media, do AMAs with them to convince them to upload. So we'll do like a full focus on this ocean protocol. And then we will have the numbers and like a funnel, conversion funnel, to understand how much of users can we generate out of 150,000 of very engaged people. And then we can create a proper business case and proper projection when we will be speaking with next level of setups and investments. We can say, okay, from this amount of people, this is subscription rate, this is the upload rate, and here is actually the database of the knowledge we're able to generate from this use case.
Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So we're already to our last presentation. So I can ask the jury members to mute themselves, to leave the meeting, to have their final discussion on the winner. For everybody that has not noticed, they also write a lot of things down already while you're talking. Most of them have already started with their valuation, and they will now convene to set on the winner. I have some time in the meantime to, first of all, which is very important. So because Block and Start is this in part of the Block&Wine series, we're both interlinked, and we have Block&Wine every Wednesday in WeAccelerate. We meet there, we discuss. There are a lot of interesting discussions, startups presenting. Most of the time it's offline, but we also have some online events. Make sure if you're in Vienna to join us every Wednesday, and next Wednesday is a special event because we have our Christmas party, and the Christmas party is always lots and lots of fun. So we have a contest for ugly Christmas sweater, where the ugliest Christmas sweater will win a very, very famous prize that has something to do with spoiler, you can see it barely. Yeah, fine. So if you're at our next Block&Wine, make sure to wear your ugliest Christmas sweater that you have to be included in this great competition. It's not as great as this competition, but it's a great competition. Great. So that's my first spoiler. Then my next one
do you do some like also online? So for example, from the guys from Düsseldorf, is there any chance to participate, or it's only like offline?
No, it's actually offline.
Okay.
But if we have online events, that will be announced either on our Twitter account, on our Instagram account, on our LinkedIn account, and in our Telegram group. I will make sure to pass the link later on here in the chat so that everybody that is not yet part of our Telegram group can join, because the Telegram group is our main channel. And yes, 1 second, I just get another message. I'm trying to multitask here. I will again quickly talk a bit about Block and Start. You're already part of it, but there are some people also watching our live stream on YouTube that maybe not yet have been introduced to it. So I will give you a quick view. Do you see my screen already?
Yeah, true.
Perfect. Good. So we know that 51 of Gen Z envision themselves doing some work in the metaverse in the next 2 years. So that's quite a lot. We have all witnessed the evolution from Web 2 to Web 1 to Web 2 to where we are now, Web 3. And for us, Web 3 is actually a big lot of topics. That's why we also had a variety of topics presented here. So we have NFTs, we have AI, blockchain technology, fintech, DeFi, gaming, cybersecurity. I think we covered a lot of topics already today, and also which is a big part of what we do at Block&Wine as well. We want to talk about Web3 for society. So also women in Web3 are a big focal point for us. We're at the part where crypto adoption has really taken off, and we say that now is the time to build and grow. And this is why we set up this competition for really early startups to get their first money in, to really kickstart their experience. So what we do with Block and Start, we want to shape the future of society by incubating Web3 ideas and helping you as startups to bring them on the way. We will provide financing up to 25K, and we also focus on IT talent. So talent is really everything for us, and what you can get is the access to first money, network, connection to other Web3 talents. I really hope that everyone here will also connect to each other on LinkedIn, and will be making connections, because I think that's really cool to exchange your what you're going through with other startups. We also do that a lot at Block and Start. We want you to kickstart your MVP, and we also want to give you visibility. And I think this is also why we will have this on YouTube, to later on give you visibility for everybody that could not join today. We also made you public on all of our accounts, and especially for the winners, we'll also have them as guests invited to a Block and Start meeting. I already said it, we invest in talent, so very early stage, you know it. Most important is the people that are actually creating the ideas, that actually making the ideas into something more than just an idea. So for us, it's all about you guys. And the community is something that is really close to our heart. So Block&Wine is Austria's longest running blockchain and crypto meetup. We had a lot of successful startups and projects that took their first steps there. So Robby also often provides his crypto landscape, and we see there that like most of the startups in Austrian startup ecosystem have been somehow part of the Block&Wine crypto meetings, or have presented their ideas, and you're also now part of this landscape, because of course Block and Start and Block&Wine are intertwined, and we wanted you guys to have a chance to present your ideas to our community. Who is the team? So we have Georg, we have me, we have Robby, Enea, and Clemens. You have met all of us 5 here today, and we are also supported by a great jury that supports us with their expert knowledge. So we're at our first competition today, but for 2023, we have the goal of having more startup competition and meetups, also not only in Vienna, but also Bratislava, Belgrade, and Tiflis. For everybody that thinks about applying now, we'll announce the application date for the next round of Block and Start very soon. That will also be part of our social media channels. But if you want to make sure that you're not missing it, go to www.blockandstart.com. There you can sign up for a newsletter and be updated if there is something new. You went through the process. It's very low key. You just have to provide your elevator pitch, CVs, and your startup has to be founded less than a year ago. So we really want to make sure that all the money goes to startups that are early stage. Yes, and you can always come to us with your questions to apply at blockandstart.com and sign up for a newsletter. So 1 second. Good. Now I'm back at the presenter mode. So this is our first competition, but we are organizing more in the future. So you are part of the first batch, so to say. There should be more competitions. We're also thinking of making it a little more hybrid, doing something offline and online as well. But for now, we decided to stick to the online pitches because we know that Web3 is global, and we also want to give international teams. I mean, we have WeDataNation from Munich. Is that Munich or Stuttgart?
It's actually Düsseldorf, much better
Düsseldorf.
place.
Very sorry, from Düsseldorf here. So we already have our first German participants. So we really want to be a platform for people not just from Vienna. So Block&Wine will be still held in the heart of Vienna, but also there we want to internationalize and do different meetups in different cities. But for Block and Start, we stick to an online format for now. So I see some jury members back. That's really great. So I assume that you have come to a conclusion. I'm just checking. Robby is also back. Hannah, Sabine, and Georg. Who of you, because I was very busy telling everybody about Block and Start and also about our amazing Christmas party that we'll have next Wednesday in We Accelerate 7 p.m. with a lot of wine and blockchain talks and very ugly Christmas sweaters. So make sure to join. But now I will stop and give some of you guys the opportunity to announce the winner. Have you decided who will do the winner announcement?
No, we haven't, but we have decided on the winner, which is pretty clear. I would give either Hannah or Sabine the floor. So one of you should announce the winner, Hannah.
Sabine, do you want to?
Yeah, I could, because I also was a little bit involved in the discussion. Congratulations to all of you. From my side, to be honest, I honor your time and your preparation much more than any round ball and 11 people on each side, to be honest, because what you create is more than future. And I'm so happy to see what you already achieved. I'm blown away and impressed in many ways. And also I see a lot of the sparkles in your eyes and still in mine again when I see what you want to bring around the corner. So that for the introduction. Then it was not that easy because as you also felt for yourself, you cover different areas. So it's not one finance product and we can choose the biggest one. So maybe also to make a bit transparent what was important for us, we highly believe in the talents the whole crypto space does. And so we also looked on this, and also for sure we called it the magic and the uniqueness because this is also communication and story, and so we also took this under consideration. So in that detail, I hope it was not too much detail, but all good. I proudly will announce the winner. I don't want to be sure to not make an Oscar move to fuck up there. It was our KYC guys, right? They're really yeah. I just have a little bit problems with the names, and I wanted to be really clear what to this is. The thing is, KYC, it's in the actual now, the digital world, it's already a big pain. You have the island solutions a lot. You have like Germany, you get a postcard and the Identify from your delivery mail guy. I don't know if everybody in Austria knows that. This is wholly crazy, and this is the digital way. You have a new regulation right now. You have a lot of EU regulation. Have fun to do this in the Web3, but to be honest, whatever you create, every Web3 product that you build will rely on KYC. And also we in the community love the single knowledge base and for example, the reusable thing. So, and also the team and what you already achieved. And we see there a lot of potential, not only in the need from the whole Web3 community, also in the need of the B2B, we want to also have the companies in our space as well. That will be crucial. So if you tackle this, we're also super happy. So we proudly announce you as the winner of today, and congratulations from my side for that.
Absolutely, congratulations. That was magnificent, Benjamin. All the best to you and your team.
Congratulations, Benjamin.
congratulations, and also to the other teams. Well done, really nice. You made it already into the last 6 projects out of 30, so that also is an achievement. And of course, we have a big.
Sorry for interrupting. I just want to say thank you so much. Super happy. Yeah, I'm almost speechless. No, this is really, really great, and it helps us a lot, especially in the early stages of your startup, especially when you've gone all in, taken all the risks. Yeah, sometimes you need a lift up, and that was it. Thank you.
Great. Thank you all for being here today. It was a great event. Lots of fun and so many interesting startups. Congratulations, Revelaire. I hope that's the pronunciation. And you will also be notified by us very soon. We'll follow up with an email to then discuss all the next steps. For now, I can say thank you to all the participants of our first competition, to all the jury members that took the time to be here today and help us decide for a winner, and to the whole team making this possible. And hope to see you everybody on next Wednesday at our agricultural sweater party, or at least at the next competition. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.